Hey everybody, it's Cat. Today I am making a sparkling champagne and gin punch just in time for the holidays. During the holiday season, it's always nice to raise a glass with something that feels a little bit special, something that has a little bit of sparkle to it. So I've put together a super simple recipe for a champagne and gin punch that includes tons of winter citrus and a rosemary infused simple syrup. It doesn't require a lot of skill, but it does require a little bit of planning. This ice block, I made this last night. It's just in a metal loaf tin, super, easy to find in your grocery store. Metal is the best thing to put this in because the ice will easily slide out. All I did was mix water and fresh squeezed orange juice, and I just laid in some orange slices and some thyme. Now I have a whole bottle of sparkling wine, and you can use champagne, you can use Prosecco, you can use really whatever you want, but just try to make sure that it's brut, that it's not a sweet sparkling wine, because we're adding lots of sweetness with the simple syrup. So I'm gonna pop this guy open and pour it in. Next up, my gin. I'm gonna put in 2 cups. And there are so many kinds of gin that you can use. If you want it to be more on the dry side, you could use a London style gin that's going to have a great deal of juniper. If you want it to be a little more softer and floral, then go with more American style gin that tends to feature local botanicals. So here's my 2 cups of gin. Citrus is at its peak in the winter season, so I'm going to add lots of it to this punch. And to avoid getting seeds into the punch itself, I'm just putting a sieve over the bowl. Now I'm going to add in an orange, actually a couple of oranges. Next is lemon. You want a little bit of sharpness in this. You don't want it just to be fruity and sweet. So lemon's going to provide that important kind of acidic bitterness along with the grapefruit. The last main ingredient for this punch is the simple syrup that I mentioned. And simple syrup is very simple to make. It is equal parts sugar and water. Put it on the stove and heat until the sugar dissolves, and that's it. What I've done is I've infused mine with rosemary. So anything else that you want to infuse into your simple syrup, once you've turned off the heat, just put in that ingredient and let it steep until the syrup cools. I'm not gonna add all of this. I'm gonna go ahead and taste it, see if I'm happy with the level of sweetness here, and if not, then I'll add some more. Now I'm just gonna float some orange slices and some lemon in the bowl for garnish, and obviously to add just a little bit more flavor. And that's it. Your punch is finished and ready to serve. This is a spirited way to raise your glass to the holidays. Obviously, you have the sparkling wine that makes it very festive, but adding in that gin, all that beautiful citrus, and then the hit of rosemary, it is like winter in a glass. So if you want all of the recipe details, you're going to find it right here on this site. Thank you very much for joining me, and I'll see you next time.